home and I practiced the art of war. I was unsure of my age, but I know that I had seen more than 40 summers. That meant I had been at war for 35 years. I knew that I would draw my sword again and that I would fight. When that day came, then I would be ready, as would my men and my sons. I also had 2 daughters, Alice and Mary. Both were coming to the age when they would be married. That was a new land my wife and I had yet to explore. Part 1. Welsh Rebellion. Chapter 1. My wife used to count every penny when we were first married. But now we had so much money that she began to spend more than she saved, for we had 4 manors and a healthy income. We did not have to be frugal and keep some money back for the disastrous harvest. We had chosen to live in our manor at Weedon. Although it was not the largest of the ones I owned, it was the one we loved the most. When we had first gone to Daventry, we had been treated badly by the local burghers and vowed to show them that we deserved our position. We had visited Northampton Castle and seen the way it was decorated and furnished. She had tried to copy that which she had seen. She had spent money to have seamstresses sew rich fabric to make wall hangings so that there were no bare walls, and the hall was rich with the hue of strong colours. It was mainly a rich blue, which was the colour of my standard, but there were also splashes of red. It was an effective design, and visitors to my hall were impressed. In addition, she had the best furniture, which was made by the craftsmen of Daventry. It was made from the finest oak and was well finished. We even had beds for not only us, but all of our children. I had enough contacts in Gascony to be able to have supplies of good wine, fine pots and glassware, as well as spices from the east. We lived well, although I knew there were many who still thought of us as common. The armour my sons and I wore was also captured plate armour. Roger of Chester, my captain of sergeants, thought it a waste of money to buy new, for as squires they would not be in the forefront of battle for some time yet. But I knew the effect of bodkin arrows. When I had been growing up, the needlepoint bodkin was efficient enough to pierce mail. Now that men wore plate as well as mail, archers used the heavy war bodkin. It was not a cheap arrow, but it could pierce plate armour and was worth the expense. Our horses were the best that money could buy and came from the horse farm of Red Ralph in Middleham. I never liked the destrier. It seemed too slow for me. I preferred the courser, which was faster but still a warhorse. What had changed since I was a young man was the way that we fought. Horses were used for a chevauchée, but generally men fought on battlefields on foot. Shields were only used by the common men. Plate armour was better protection than a shield. Once armies joined battle, then it was harder for archers to use their bows, and so once archers had thinned out the opposition, the 2 sets of mailed men closed and fought a bloody battle to see who would hold the field. We also used longer weapons, which often required 2 hands, although some skilled men used a weapon in each hand. That was my preferred method of fighting. My father would have enjoyed the new style of fighting, for he had been a wild man in battle. I had been at home in Weedon a bare 8 months when we heard of the rebellion of Owain Glendower. It was Sir Henry of Stratford who brought me the news. I had trained Sir Henry to be a knight when I was just a gentleman. He was not a natural knight, but he fought well enough. His grandparents, both now dead, had brought the boy up, and they had not begun to train him for war early enough. He would never be the knight that Sir John had become. His manor was closer to Wales than we were, and he and his squire rode in one late afternoon, having travelled from the west. I liked Sir Henry, but we were not close neighbours, and a visit normally meant trouble, and so I had men watching. We had a watchtower which I kept manned, and we had seen him coming. I had looked at the sky and told my wife to prepare rooms. It was getting late, and he would not be able to return home. My men all knew him and liked him. As he and his squire rode through the outer gate, I said to them, "We will end the practice. Sir Henry's arrivals."